Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing today? I'm very glad you're all here. Welcome. It's lovely to see you all. Um, oh, gold. Gold, I don't blame you. Honestly, as hideous as it is, I really, really like Kezu in Manhan Rise. Which is not a surprise. I've actually always liked Kezu. I think it's a very interesting design. It's one of the most unique monsters. So it's nice to see. I was tempted. I was tempted to do Monster Hunter today, but did I say World again? God, Monster Hunter Rise, yes. Juice. But yes, Monster Hunter can wait because we've got Disco Elysium, and it's certainly turning out to be an interesting time. Let's switch over, and we can get the stream started. Yes. Cahill, Stealth, and I hunted Kezu a couple of times. Stealth got his hideous-looking greatsword. It's amazing. Yes, fleshy greatsword. You know what, Summer? I can't even complain. I love that Shrek has just become a thing. It makes me very happy in a weird way. Anyway, let us get back to Disco Elysium. Last stream, we discovered some very interesting things. One of which was that the Hardy Boys did not, in fact, kill the mercenary. The mercenary was killed by a woman who is associated with Klasia, who we seem to think at this point is the 7th Hardy Boy, who is in fact a Hardy woman, but it's turning into something very interesting. But yes, let us return. There's quite a bit we still need to do. I'm excited to get back to this game. As much as I enjoyed Jackbox last week, and I really enjoyed Jackbox last week, I do want to make semi-regular Jackbox streams, because they're a fun thing for everyone to get involved in. A good story is just something very special. Yes, Summer. Thank you for reminding us. Now, I want to go speak to Klasia. Now that we know that she seems to have been more involved with the killing than we were aware. Summer, please. You don't have to do that. I know you want to do that, but you don't have to do that. Fun fact. If you stream Disco Elysium, you know what, Juice? That's not going to stop. Summer has already proven that they can use emotes to say it. If you ever choose to stream Disco Elysium and you upload it to YouTube, YouTube will almost always there will almost always be a copyright claim, not a copyright strike, but the group that does the music for this game does still own the rights to that music.
It's always good to see you.
Oh, I really like her. She's so nice. Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come. This is a white check. I can potentially unlock it if I get more volition. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened. They did. Juice, can you deactivate emote only? Summer has been punished sufficiently. But Summer, do it again, and it'll happen again. Okay, that surprise emote is super cute. Yeah, the Hardy Boys told us what really happened. I understand. She puts her coffee mug on the table. Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this? I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. Summer, cease! She winces. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. She's not the bad guy here. Things haven't been great, but she's not the bad guy. This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Oh my god! Like, different parts of my personality are arguing? Let them misspeak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break. Oh, that's beautiful. If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time? I'm actually going to boost the audio a little bit. I remember this tends to be pretty quiet. Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. She looks at her feet. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. Is she implying the Hardys are the law? Authority, just chill. They kind of are around here. But that is not a good enough reason. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension to the moral intern. She reaches for a new cigarette. Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world. The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry. You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. She lights a cigarette. What's going on? What did you do? Just business, but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records officer, they will find me. They will. What happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. Oh, task complete. Nice. There's a wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. I believe her. I mean, yes, she was involved with the victim, but she was not... She didn't commit a murder. She didn't string him up. She is not the bad guy here. What did you do to have these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol. Or in Urania. What exactly did you do? Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. Oh. Now that's interesting. What a bigger company, the kind you really... with a bigger company, the kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting. He taps on his notebook. I need the names of the companies involved, and who hired you. The job was Lustain County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewis Cup conglomerate. I don't know how good that is for Dutch pronunciation. It would work for Afrikaans, but they're different languages. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. But she really destroyed them. She still feels it. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lewis Cup and their friends in the MI. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. Serves them right. When I am king, the savings bank will be the first against the wall. I'm just gonna be sympathetic. It's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into. Like, I'm not going to make a moral judgment here. She's in a terrible, terrible position. People do worse things for worse reasons, but she is in a she's in a shitty position. I understand why she relies on the Hardy Boys. Oh, what is that achievement? The world's most laughable centrist. Defend the political center 7 times. That is not the political center. I'm trying to be nice to her. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, she shakes her head at the thought. A lot of people got hurt, she concludes. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. I have to say, I do kind of see as well why she was attracted to the mercenary. They're very different lines of work, but their perspective, both of them, is do what you need to get the job done. That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. What did you do? She looks down, then into your eyes. One of them killed themselves. Because of me. Yeah, that's a good point, Summer. Like, neither of them has any actual friends. Neither of them has any allies. But, like, they can be outsiders together. They can be alone together. And that's something. Shake your head. That's not easy to deal with. Like, she did a bad thing, but I feel like she already feels pretty shit about it. Like, she's not doing it anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna shit on her for it. How do you deal with anything? It's all just, she looks at you with pleading eyes. How do you do it? By not remembering a single goddamn thing. Yes, independent together. Very nice, Stealth. Now, the fact is, I do remember things. I had that call with presumably my ex-wife. I've picked up bits of my past. And they're shitty. And so I think this is the most honest answer. Chen! Chen, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. There you have it. She's already almost devoured the cigarette she just lit and looks at it sadly. The way of the warrior. So what happened here, the night he died? We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together. In bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. She takes a deep breath. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. She breathes out, a moment's silence. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. Good Lord. What kind of fucking trauma must she have gone through? And she's just got to deal with it. A great pain moves through her. A dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. Then what happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. She points through the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. Which does explain a lot of the narrative that he had sexually assaulted her. She runs downstairs, presumably nearly naked, with blood on her. They come upstairs, he's naked. It's a very easy story to spin from there if you want to hide the truth. Okay, that's horrifying, but interesting. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides. Then she continues. I waited for the second shot to come, for me. I thought there would be one. It never came. Shake your head. That's a motherfucker. Yeah, it's a real motherfucker. Ouch. She looks down. Her cigarette has singed her fingers. She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one. What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. That's okay, he makes a note. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual. He had done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Titus said you look pretty high. Oh yeah, she tilts her head. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head. God, that doesn't sound like a good way to clear your head, but whatever, I'm not the expert. Good thinking, clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset. I'm not going to do that, Mr. Drug-addled brain. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. What did you do then? Nothing, I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. Okay, when she says she ran downstairs in her room. Electrochemistry always wants drugs. I got some clothes on and crawled back, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Run, woman! Run past them and out into the street where it's dark and people move. The lorries at the intersection, as far as you can. Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now? I already ran. I ran from an entire Isla. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was tending the bar. Now, Sylvie made the call, and Sylvie also quit that same night. Which, I can understand not wanting to work at a place like this. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. Now that's a new name. Is that the 7th Hardy? Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. She pauses. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Oh, you're right, Summer. But, frankly, having this night probably didn't help things. She probably could have dealt with either me or the murder, but not both of them. I was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. Who the fuck is Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader of what? The Hardy Boys, she says, as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen. Like, things that need taken care of. She's the organizer. This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others. Would you say she is the... Oh, 8th, not 7th. Would you say she is the... He looks at you. 8th Hardy Boy? Why not? Okay, let's go on. What then? Well, Ruby said, let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation. That I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know? She takes care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower. To keep him upright. To produce lividity matching a hanging. Yes. So they faked the hanging as well. A Harry model for Monster Hunter Rise with his 2 truth sticks as dual blades. Also, hi, Stitch. We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death? Um, okay. My visual calculus has nothing to say. Um, about 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what it does. She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do? Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely. I can't remember what his full name was, but that's the mercenary. In the bathroom, I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What did you do while they were hanging him? Yes, Summer, I think you're correct. Well done. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did. Where's Ruby now? I don't know. I haven't seen her since. We'll need to take this question to the Hardy boys. Fuck yes! This is called progress. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? When he was shot, she thinks. I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. I'm not going to ask her if she killed him. Like, there's no reason for her to lie about this at this point. Could the people after you have killed him? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. It's not the first thing that went through his head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't not say it. Oh, God, Stealth, that's beautiful. I'm sorry, Juice. It was just right there. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen by anyone. She looks at her cigarette. So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however. This is paranoia. Whatever happened didn't have anything to do with me. It probably didn't. Or, I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here. She looks at the table. We can't go over... we can't go after Lewis Cup. Not yet. There are other saner leads. I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? Cam, please. Ooh. I need to do something with that. Unless someone already has, in which case I just need to drop one of my other emotes to add it. Because I'm an idiot, the answer comes fast. Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot? She's nothing of the sort. So you would have us believe, but you're not. You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept running. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. Yes! Yes! Klaskia, come with me. Help me kick Kuno to death. Her jaw is clenched, her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time. Klassia, you can use my truth stick. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. She shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol. When was the window changed? You know what? You know what, Juice? I think sometimes you can. Also, yes, Stitch, if anybody was gonna drive this woman to call the police, it's fucking Kuno. I've got the proper footwear. I got really nice shoes. Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. She takes a drag. You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. In her bedroom, inside? Yes. You see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. I think we're done here. For now. Chen, blood is just secret sauce that makes shoes better. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door. He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. Ooh, that's not a good shot. Stitch, excuse me? Holy shit! Blood is cum of the heart? That's amazing! I'm not complaining. Where does that door lead to? Okay. She still doesn't know. Notice your room's close to mine. I have a personal question. Oh, a question about me? Like what you were doing before you blacked out? That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. You're all getting randy in here, and I love it. Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory. You do not need to know that. The lieutenant taps on his notebook. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like he waits for you to finish the sentence. Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here. Let's return to this later. I think I can only open this when I get the better truth stick. Or... Fuck, I can't even do it with the better truth stick. I just need to try to be better. Yeah, Stitch, never apologize. You're amazing. Wait, do you all not know the word Randy? Randy is more commonly a British word, but it's just the word. It's just the word they use for horny. For some reason. Okay, let's see if I can visual calculus this window. Um, 58% chance? Hi, Chen. I believe you. Okay, chat. 58% chance. If XCOM has taught me anything, it's that that's a guaranteed fail. Hey! Check success. The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on a single bed. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and the shot has just been fired. I really like the way they show this. Like, figuring out where the shot came from. In fact, it shows the shot could have come from the church. Which feels to me like the most likely, just because we know that, like, you could get a good shot from the church. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. Ending him. Where does it come from? From the roof outside. Location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. That is a mercy. Have a look at point A prime, the roof. The The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is a composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside? There could have been. The rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. So I'm, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? 72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. So this is kind of misleading. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the church. Rather, it was someone on the roof outside, which is curious. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside the room? A closer point? Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof? None that you found thus far. That doesn't mean there aren't any. Could there have been another point of origin further away? That's a 28% yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez. Don't like that, Summer, but thank you. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. More precisely, B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet. So it's interesting. The church is not actually an option. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. The islet is interesting because, at least at the moment, I haven't even been able to get there. Have a look at B prime, the boardwalk. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. B double prime, Land's End, 1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. The truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. Correct, Chen. Have a look at B triple prime, the islet. 1 kilometer away. A point beyond the docks on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez? From where precisely? Let's say B prime, B double prime, and B triple prime. See, you've given this a lot of thought here, Marks, raising an eyebrow. Are these the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from further afield? Much less than the roof, but still. Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out, one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. Simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on. That was so cool. Chen, at this point, we have no proof that the crimes committed were gay, but we also have no proof that they weren't, so let's just assume. Okay, time to speak to the Hardys some more. Oh, also, I have a small confession to make. I checked out a character on the wiki last week, and I mistakenly saw not the solution to a puzzle, but I saw how to do one small thing. That is going to happen today. I'll tell you which thing it is. I don't feel too bad. I can't believe Summer just admitted that gay crimes happen in her home.
You again. What is it?
I talked to Glacia. Now I need to talk to Ruby. Why? He leans back and regards you with curiosity. I'm going to level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer. I'm not clicking that one initially, but I feel like at this point, just a level of honesty might actually work better. Look, I need to pin this on someone, and I've decided to pin it on her. That is a terrible answer. I don't think she killed the victim, although if she did, that would be in line with the way this game works. I also suspect that she is the one smuggling drugs, but that's a different issue. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lily's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. Well, I wasn't suggesting she's a suspect. I was suggesting that she can help me find the killer, but misinterpret all you like. We're not going to throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, moral fig. You guys really don't like certain fruits for some reason. He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. He crosses his arms. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now? I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking. From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back. Logic? Impossible. Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. Holy shit! I've got a 58% chance on an impossible... roll. That's amazing. Saw the winch outside, staged like a play, reconstructed murder scene, found antique rifle, Ruby is a drug trader established. I'm not doing this one now. It's a white check. It's a white check. I can do it now. It just occurred to me. If it were a red check, I wouldn't do it now. But I'm going to try it at 58%. If it doesn't work, I can put points into this. Fuck! Nothing is happening. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected. No, we can do this. Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it somehow. Something else, Walla Walla Bing Bang. But it's just not coming together. Squint your eyes harder. Still nothing, but that's okay. This doesn't have to turn into some kind of meltdown. You're just a cop taking your time to present a theory. Why does Puzzle Face get to not melt down? You and I melted down like crazy, remember? Right, Puzzle Face shouldn't be the cool guy when he fails. I was supposed to be that. Summer, it's a white check. I'm going to do that, but I also don't have any points at the moment. Shush, I'm just more level-headed than you. That's my thing. Let's look at this as a learning experience. What are the components you need to implicate Ruby? Yeah, I know. And I'll improve my clothing before I try it again. His wife left him. He needs to kill himself. Make her sorry she did it. My wife left me and I'm completely alone. No, I just want to hear the components of the theory. Smart move. The components are access to the roof, weapon, and motive. Here's what you can do to make it easier. Come on, guys. For starters, you could find out what's behind that mystery door in the kitchen. If it's a secret route, she could have used that to get to the roof. Oh! Oh, if the door roof and the kitchen roof connect, then Ruby could have shot and come downstairs. That's interesting. Can't get through the door? You know what would help? Doing a thorough search of this room. Maybe something's hidden. You could crack Glacia's last defense. Maybe she'll tell you something helpful. It's that simple. Okay, that's fine. All of those are options. But for now, I want to check out the coast. There were several interesting things that potentially presented themselves down there. You know what? I kind of like these two. They're such idiots. But they're not mean at all. They're just dudes who really like Kim's car. And you know what? Who can blame them? Let me check the trap as well. The trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few lie on their backs with their legs twitching. Still no phasmid. Poor things. Well, I could hope. My poor car. Music's getting creepier than I expected. Hey, Doc. I'm gonna call you Doc. Unless you're fine with me using your full name. Well, not your full name, your first name. No, Doc, as in short for doctor. Ooh, a thing. Did not see this thing. So we've got to check out Land's End. We've got to check out... Not the church, weirdly. Is this the right spot? This is not the right spot. And I've got to check out the boardwalk. Okay, in which case, I will just refer to you as Mike. Because that makes more sense. That's easier for me. Anyway. Oh, shit. You were fine with Doc, not the other thing. Everybody forget what I said. How you doing? Is it not through there? Heck. Duck Doug. Big brother of Dig Dug. Dig Dug only ever got a GCSE, but Doc Doug, he got a full doctorate. Thoroughly impressive. So this is Land's End, I believe. Still want to open this door. I know it's impossible. Could this structure have been used to take the shot? From here to the whirling? Can't see how. He looks southeast and blows on his fingers. The church is in the way. Okay. So that's definitely not where any shot was taken from. Yes, Summer. The end of all lambs. Oh? Is there something here that could indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and dilapidated comms tower. The wind picks up. Fine sea foam lashes your face. It feels like needles. You can take it. Just raise your collar, detective. I don't see it, Lieutenant. I don't see a person taking a shot here and hitting something there. He looks east over the coast, in the whirling in rags. Cool. I mean, like, I'm not going to reveal your full name. Partly because it just occurs to me that without looking it up, I don't remember your surname. Which is best for now. I'm not going to dox you, don't worry. Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot there. It's not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from. The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar. Or, alternately, Summer, make the joke, because we all like terrible jokes. He looks like he's cold out here at the tip of the coast. The jacket is warm, but not for this weather. Kim, you look cold. Maybe a thicker coat? I'm okay. You, on the other hand, you freighter, you look like you're about to turn into a popsicle. What if I want to be a popsicle? Don't be silly. No one wants to be a popsicle. Oh god, Kim, you're too pure for this world. Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator? Sure, Summer, we'll go with that. I'm not going to call him Dyke, but you can. To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires around this time of year. He looks around. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful, there's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule this out. B double prime, was it? Look over the water to the whirling in rags. There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air, you see the smallest rectangle barely visible. A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender. Sure, Summer can call you Dyke. Okay. So the shot was not taken from here. That's very good to know. Or, let's say, was very unlikely. I don't know how to get to the islet. I kind of assumed that I couldn't. Dang it. I gotta go the long way. God, this game's fascinating. The story they build is just incredible. Boardwalk is up here? Oh, yes. It's along here. I think. Can I interact with these traps at all? Few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmid anywhere. Okay, that's what I expected, but, you know, I thought I would check. Oh! Well, there's something. That patch of reeds over there. It's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water. What's this about? Nothing, just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go. The boy bobbed in the water. The number on it says 11. So there isn't anything hidden? But my brain thought there might be something hidden? I'm confused. I feel like I just missed a thing. Oh. 45 cents? I'm so fucking rich. Okay. Let's climb the stairs to the old boardwalk. Or... these don't really count as stairs. Wait a second, isn't this where I just was? How the heck do I get to the boardwalk? That's where I want to be. How do I get there? Oh god, I'm lost. I'm lost in a game that's honestly very simple to navigate. There we go. I was just being a dum-dum. Doesn't really look like you'd have a good shot. Coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Wind is so strong. This is the spot it told me to investigate, right? I'm not going crazy. Check the boardwalk for bullet traces, yeah. Certainly not seeing anything. Anything in here that can help me? Nope. I'm kind of surprised that nothing has come up. Maybe it's around the front of the building? Oh, a thing. Shit, who put $5 in there? Thank you, Stealth. Let's get our rainbow action going. Rainbow Peak is a good time. I don't blame you. But I remain confused. This is definitely the boardwalk. And yet I don't seem to be able to... Is there, like, stuff back here? There doesn't seem to be. Because I thought maybe there was a way to get down that side of the building. Thank you, Mike. I need that. My posture is shitty at the best of times. Okay, so this isn't helping at all. By the way, if you're seeing the game chug a little bit, that's not on your end. That's on my end, because for some reason, this game just makes my computer chug, and I'm not sure why. So let's take a look in here. And I mentioned earlier that I made a mistake and checked something in the wiki and discovered something I shouldn't have. This is it. So I'm going to quickly do it. Apparently, if you mess around with the computer, it's actually a good thing. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. The lieutenant doesn't say anything, but you can sense that he doesn't like you meddling with the machine. Stealth? I cannot believe you said that to me. Let me just investigate. Step behind the computer. You see Virescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected from his diamond-shaped glasses. I would not describe those as diamond-shaped, but whatever. You're free to proceed. Look inside the compartment. Behind the latch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in a black marker, Log Feb to March. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents. I'll do exactly that. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on St. Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station. Please repeat, is this the personal log? The same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial district. Yeah, be friendly. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you? Good, thank you. It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. Please repeat, is this the personal log? I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just says log Feb tomorrow. Good, please repeat the password. Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something. The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Excellence, is there anything else I can do for you today? Fortress Excellent, like the one in the doomed commercial area. I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One in Saint Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Saint Brune, that's the church. The lieutenant gestures around him. And Rue de Saint-Ghislain, that's the doomed commercial area. Anything else I can help you with? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Goodbye, Fortress Excellence, she says as her voice disappears in a whirl of static. Let's press print, see if anything... Okay, nothing happens. Tiago, do you know the password? Ugh, this guy still fucking creeps me out.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I'm in the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the, Viejita? I don't know how to pronounce that. Say the password to her radio computer? Too many times, Essay. You need it for something? Oh, he's nice, but he's also creepy. A person can be 2 things. Yes. It's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez. The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything. Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is after life, death. That is true. But what comes after death? What did you think of that? Makes me almost pity la nihilista pequeña. God, I cannot speak anything other than English. I'm sorry. I speak a little bit of Afrikaans, and I'm not good at that. No, Stitch. I think you're nice and cute. Those are your 2 things. I think we're done here, Essay. The figure crawls off into the darkness above. That was an interesting conversation. Pequeña. Thank you, Stitch. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation. Everything's relevant. I wonder if that would be the same password in the other place. The speaker comes to life, static... Okay, same thing. Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log. Yeah, I know that the tilde over the N makes it nya. That part I knew. I could probably figure it out, but when I'm streaming live, it's a bit difficult. After life, death. Good, I've unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Oh, so we've got to... this is interesting. So there's a radio operator who basically switches on the machines. You're not, Stitch. God damn it, Stitch. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Goodbye, Fortress Excellence, she says, as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Press print. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read the printout. The first entry made on the 4th of Feb 51 by an unknown author is short and concise. Hi, Luca. Yeah. I can, yeah, anytime you like. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. Sure, Luca. No problem. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath. 4th of February? That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while. Do you think this log might be connected to the case? Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local, his eyes wander to the various machines around him. Eccentric. Read the second entry. 6th Feb 51. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, alright. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What is that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting. Wait, narcotics? Look around the derelict building. I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids. He looks at the stained glass window. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold and in an awful part of town. Read the third entry. 7th Feb 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esker series? Something advanced. Like, I know why she would need an antenna. Why would anyone need any of this equipment here? He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. 8th Feb 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up, called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art, drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking for money from strangers. Well, I do that, so, shut up. Artists, yet again, harassing citizens, stealing badges, occupying public spaces with installations, like this one here. Shut up, authority. Be nice. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused the data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know, everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. Data loss? Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. He adjusts his glasses. Let's just keep reading. 12th of Feb 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow 8 a.m. The strike, he strokes his chin. We're nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading, I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place. Read the 6th entry. 25th Feb 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics. That is exactly what Crabman identified. Is she talking about... The lieutenant looks to his right toward the silence. Yes, Stitch. I would say you're cute on the level of Bulbasaur, which is about the cutest a person can be. 28th Feb 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. Stitch, no! The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk? What could it be? The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows her gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. Must be describing a cell. The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. That was me. I can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Playsense. I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine. No, it was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air. Oh, that was loud. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. I've been rumbled, lads.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access Coalition military databanks. That is untrue. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity. But frankly, we're just investigating.
Well, you won't find any music menu organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
I haven't.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Yes, you're right, Kim. We should talk to her. I love the idea of radio
What is it?
computers. The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did
No,
I?
you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Does not look like a big loss to her. Are you the lead programmer of Whirl Untethered by any chance?
Yes? Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
But it sounded cool. She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Sona Lukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Cool. It doesn't... I mean, I suppose that does tell me who you are. But that went into more detail than I was expecting.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager. Have you seen The Crab Man? No. But you know he's around? Yes. Sounds like you're not worried about him at all. No, you're right, I'm not. Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. I love how focused this woman is. She does not give a damn about anything except her job. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. Why do you need an antenna? I use the AR-1 as my REM prefix processing unit. REM prefix, that's your radio computer, right? Mm-hmm. And that antenna is its processing unit? Yes, she sighs. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? She stopped working now. I know a little. I don't really know much about anything in this world, to be honest. Fuck, that's a good answer. I'm not gonna go with it. Alright, well, all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna. What's on air? On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Interlindic region. I love this world building. It's so bonkers. It's all around us, she waves her hand. That's what on air means. In the AR-1, it's a good antenna? She stops to think. I guess it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, she turns back to her terminal. You should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing. She liked telling you this and calmed her nerves. What are you doing with your radio computer? I'm working. On what? Could you... She closes her eyes. Could you just shh for a moment or get to the point? I really need to focus on something. It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. You're not helping. What about those bowls of water over there? They're connected to my REM prefect. She looks up. Whatever you do, just please don't move them. Okay? Thanks. Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers. I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. Great. She dwells back into the glowing terminal. What are you doing in an abandoned church? You really like these questions, don't you? There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she? You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here. I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out, she says, ready to stand her ground. I don't want to throw you out. I'm just curious. What research? I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world. Now, you don't get to say that without an explanation. Thank you, Logic. That is exactly how I feel. She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that's what led me here. She stares at the burnished antenna on a nearby table. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly? Exactly. What does it mean? There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls. Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist? She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. Easy. You measure it by the world around it. Does it mean we're now living in a world with holes in it? But yeah, you measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists. Exactly, she nods. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydrotransducers to record the silence to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. She grows silent, staring at her circle basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts in everyday parlance? I'm not even going to ask her that. Fuck it, I'm gonna ask her that. Does it have anything to do with ghosts? Ghosts, she repeats. No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts. Right, nothing to do with ghosts. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success. Strange things may flourish in the dark. Why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record. I can show you a swallow. Sorry, that was terrible. I feel ashamed of myself. The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine. You said the research isn't going well. Why not? Because it's just trial and error trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... She stops mid-sentence. You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. So all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now. How do you feel about anodic dance music? What? She squints her eye. She squints her eyes. I hate it. Same here. It just doesn't connect here. Tap on your heart. Not like disco does. I love how old he is. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it. But to a sober mind, it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Zach! Zach, welcome. And correct, it is the hoboist of cops. Right. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? She looks up, shaking her head. I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. What do they want to build, then? Take a guess, why don't you? A petting zoo. A place for animals. Some community space to help the elderly. Who are we talking about? Harry? Because, yeah. That's... Harry aged like old milk. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for anodic dance music. They said it's their dream. The lead programmer sighs. I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks. Good luck, the lieutenant notes. I'm not coming in there. There's nothing else I can ask about the hole. I thought there was another thing I could do here. It seems I was wrong. Oh well. Let's stand in the creepy spot. Yes, Stitch? Hi. You are very cute. Okay, let's actually check out my journal. Am I just going crazy with this boardwalk thing? I feel like I am. And I don't even know how to get to the island. Heck. Okay. Let's follow up with those kids at least. There was a bridge? There's a bridge.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
This isn't a good number. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. About the church. I checked it out. And, he tenses up, what happened? I talked to the Crabman. Oh man, who is he? What did you think? Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. Really? Huh, interesting. What's he doing in the church? Just preaching and praying from the looks of it. No matter, the paranoid young man mumbles gruffly. Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him? Of course he's a problem. He's a crab man. Yeah, he keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? Or, alternately, as far as I can tell, he's never going to leave. You climb around up there, and guys, you will never catch him. But I'm gonna be the nice one. But he's likely up to no good, Andre shakes his head. He's a crab man, a menace to society. I doubt that. Besides, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to catch him climbing up there. I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? He rubs his jaw. A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time? You're just gonna have to live with the crab man. I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it. I don't like the Noid. He scares me. Egghead, however, is incredible, and I want to know more about it. Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah! Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? I was using the mainframe when Sona, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared. A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans. Come on, man. Who will you trust? The spooky programmer or us? I will trust her. She's nice, and you kids are frankly bizarre. We just want to make the world a better place. Feel the love. Get down and feel it. The stuffy tent muffles the last two words. The command fails to impress. A half-hearted, sell of something which does not seem worth buying. The love? No, I'm not really feeling it at all. You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. What things? Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club. Yaoda 9? Rocking it or dropping it? She did not like the dance club idea. What a pity. That's my favorite thing in the world. He drops a hammer back into the toolbox. And she doesn't like it at all. A shame. He sighs. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance! She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished. And you can't just evict her? No, I won't evict her. You have to come up with a different solution. Look at you, Honor Man. No, Noid, he's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist, coexist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand. Yeah, we can do... he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer... Does she like anodic dance music? She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him jump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it. No worries, we'll figure it out. The man nods enthusiastically, then leans in and whispers, if coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you. What do you think? I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. Jean! Hello! He smiles wide, like a replica of his friend with a large head. Excellent! Good luck, my friend. I know Noid has his science, but what's the deal with Egghead there? He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies. How do you communicate with him? Well, he shrugs. He's just kind of there. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Have you ever really talked to him? Yeah, sometimes, when I, stumble and find my way into his center. You have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first. The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it, he's a puzzle. You mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes own the church? Who are these Ecclesiastes? Oh yeah, that's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with some minor demagoguery. Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party? Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up. You know, I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization. And they have roots in ancient mass society, he pauses. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocents existent, no? Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a dance club in one of their churches? Totally. There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. Shit. I clicked the thing without doing it on purpose. Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Did Stitch give Cheem a prime sub? Because that is incredibly good. You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass as if testing the waters. No words, enjoy the beat. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Anodic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church. Sure, I'll go with that. Yeko Kata, the place to be. He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism. Do it for the masses, do it for the crew. His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions? The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if, they get this club going. You've got it in you. I'm gonna take the 42% chance. It's probably not going to work, but it's worth it. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. Fuck! I've been rolling so badly today. Nothing jumps out to you. Nothing out of the ordinary. Suna said they haven't been honest with me. Haven't they? Or maybe it's that mean programmer herself who's been lying to you. Oof, why did that damage my health? I want to figure out Egghead as well. The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Still say nothing.
Internally coherent.
All
core. All right. Yeah.
Please tell me, what exactly are you doing? No, I'm gonna silence him out. He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeble-ish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore!
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
There's a way to get through
Back
to this
the
dude.
heavyweight jam. Hardcore. Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah.
I think the thing to do
Hardcore.
is
Ah!
kind of keep disagreeing with him. No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would that would have been good if I had just asked a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question.
I need to figure you out. What are you?
True, hard, full, core. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega.
No.
Internally coherent.
Fuck you. I will figure you out.
All core. All right. Yeah. Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore.
Is it though?
It is.
What is it? I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. Ooh, I'm gonna turn this back on him. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
I apparently solved the egghead problem. For the egghead puzzle. Just by not being internally consistent. Like, I ended up being so not internally consistent that it broke his internal consistency. No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't. He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth. The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane, right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed, everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. He turns pensive all of a sudden. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue to pump for the rest of 51. Oh my god, that's terrible. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears. It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore, but you're right, it's not hyper hardcore. It's only ultra hardcore. It is, isn't it? He nods in agreement. I knew it. But how could it become hardercore? I know the answer in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If it's not hyper, how could anything be? Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. What a fucking lie. No, this is the answer. Try to think if anything could make it harder core. What? He looks at you with customary amazement. Guys, there's something happening in his head. As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood rushing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar. Feel the movement of blood through your head. The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the millimeters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics. The hardcore. Think even harder. Oh yeah! He's doing it! That's what they need, Gold. All along, all they needed was hyper peak dance. But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason. My imagination fails me. I know, so does mine, he laughs, shaking his head. But there's something else that hasn't failed you. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. The young man is bursting with anticipation. Nothing. Me being the police isn't going to help us. Oh. Wait, the second answer? It's more likely to hinder us? Okay, no, none of that seems useful. I can't help you with this right now. I need something else. Something extra. Maybe your buddy can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. Ooh, 83% shot. That's pretty solid. Physical instrument is one of my highest checks. Yes! You know it in your lungs, where the pressure should vibrate. In your heart, that's alone. And in your solar plexus, where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal. Needs more bass. What? The young man makes a sudden move. Like he's about to turn the volume down. That would be ridiculous. I think that's exactly what's going on, Gold. I think that's literally what's happening. Mike, this is definitely a game worth picking up. Literally, it is a murder investigation, but it's an RPG where the various aspects of your personality are the party members. But it's also an adventure game and a puzzle game, and like it's got dice rolling elements, and while you're investigating a murder, you come across kids who want to clear out a church for a dance band and fucking Egghead. It's so good. The young man makes a sudden move, like he's about to turn the volume down. That'd be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore. Point at your head. Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. Where would we get that stuff from? I'm not going to become some sort of anodic cop, too. I've got enough copo types already. Well, I mean, I'm already a hobo cop. I'm not surprised to hear that last bit, Mike, on account of I used to be your DM. I don't know. I was thinking you would know. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about anodic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore. And he feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music. I'll look into it in an official capacity. It's up to the police to make the beats go harder. What bullshit is that? I'll see if I can come up with something on my own. A citizen investigation. The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation. Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam. Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has some tapes to sell. That's just an idea. There's a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane, right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing in the wind. Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. I've been there. Oh, I know this. I can tell you where it is. Saint-Gilles is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the Whirling and Rags in the industrial harbor. It's got the lanterns and the... I knew that! I could have said that! And the mosaic sidewalk. But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway, it feels cold. Does it? He looks around, feeling for the cold. Shake it off. Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, cop man. They found out that the definitive edition of this game is not allowed to be sold in Australia because your ratings board are a bunch of pansies. Look, Australia does a lot of things right, but their fucking ratings board is stupid. Okay. That was weird progress, but it was technically progress. Which, you know, is a thing. Streamlabs just claimed that my performance dropped. However, I dropped exactly 0 frames, so I don't know what it was complaining about. Okay, I still need to try to find out where the shooter could have shot from. You know. Because that is, like, my job. I am a police officer. Is this the boardwalk they're talking about? Down here, maybe? Doesn't appear to be anything down here. And I don't even know how to get to the island.
Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
What? That's so mean. Why does she care about the waves so much? What is it with you and those waves? What is it with waves and fishermen? She tilts her head and looks at the sea. We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So ask them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can, she adds with a smile. So what'll it be, officers? So, this is still something I'm not doing. But she needs to go on a date with another drunk, badly. I could do that. I'm not going to, because that's terrible. That's not what she needs. But it's fucking hilarious that that's even an option. So confused about where the boardwalk is. Like, my thought is that that's the boardwalk. But when I went there, there was nothing useful. I don't even know how to get there. So confusing. I love this game, but sometimes I just don't know what to do. Or, more importantly, I don't know where to go. Yeah, that was what I thought. But when I went there, nothing happened. Come on, come on. There we go. Although, yeah, it's up here. Like, this is... Oh, I just had to get a little further. No? Like, I should be getting a visual calculus thing somewhere around here to do an investigation. But I'm not? Come on. So it's very confusing for me. And I checked around the front of the building as well. Nothing useful I could see there. If I could get there, maybe there'd be something I could look at, but I don't think so. Color me confuzzled. There's no way to get up there from here. So anyway, let's take a look at my other tasks. Explore the whirling secret passages. Can't do that yet. Sync signs with the Noid. I think I can probably do that after I help make the jams harder core. Shit, I don't know what to do. Is this the boardwalk? This could be a thing, right? I don't quite know how to get to the thing, but this could be a thing. In theory. Can I even get there? Or is that just another kind of blocked off area? No. Okay, there doesn't seem to be any way to get there. Because I'm over here. Yeah, I think that area is completely blocked off. At least there's no way I can currently see to get there. And yeah, this is, like, it was a line through the church. It was this area. So why is it not working for me? And I don't think it's a glitch. I think it's just something bonkers going on where I'm not in quite the right spot. That would be my guess. So let's try it one more time and then we'll explore something else. It's not this side, it's on the inside. Okay. I should get a little thing above my head to figure it out at some point. That's not happening, and that's really, really confusing me. Which makes me think maybe that's not like the actual boardwalk and it needs to be somewhere in here, which I have run around, but maybe not sufficiently. I want to get there. I am very confused. Summer, you've played this game. Am I being stupid? And if so, please help me not be stupid. I actually did want to speak to this girl again, because she was mentioned. Shaggy-haired girl kneels in the sea ice. She looks up as you
So you
approach.
talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
I'll help you,
Great.
alright?
Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there? Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in telling you. She's less prone to blurting out Crabman than the others. We'll see. Go ahead and tell me. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother, you know? Strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still. Go on. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that. Looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say? The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. I saw him. I saw the crab man. You saw him? She leans closer. Does it mean that you went in there? Did you see the other spooker, the one in grandma's clothes? I did see them both. Yes. Good, so you believe me. She looks at the tent. You should go tell this to Andre. He'll know what to do. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like the new style of synthesizer stuff that they play at the Elysium. Except that, yeah, she looked at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years. What is anodic dance music? Oh! Secret task. Nice. New skill point. I can try to figure something out now. One of my many tasks. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Like what? synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity but isn't guitars. Also found sound, stuff like that. You see a clear, beautiful, violent... you see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. I don't think I have any other questions for her, but I am now in the position to try a couple of new things. What is confusing me, though, is, as I said, I made a mistake. Wait, is this the boardwalk? Also, can I climb here? I cannot climb here. That would have been way too cool. As I said, I checked the wiki and got a slight spoiler about something, and yet that spoiler hasn't come to pass, so I'm slightly more confused now than I was. Because I thought I was going to get an item from Sona. And I did not.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work, she replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on. You don't want to make anything work? Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident. Are you bitter because your radio game project failed? Oh, that's what it's about. That's right. Something strange shines in her eyes. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again. There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it. Convince her to cooperate with the rapist. 92% chance. Which, in this game, as I said, this is like XCOM. 92% chance has every chance of failing. But that worked. Easy. When her research is done, she can move out. Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going well. Maybe I can help with something. What? She looks up from her work, disoriented. No, I don't really need any help with the project. But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it. She thinks about it, a glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair. All right, she finally says, blinking twice. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go fetch it myself. By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the doomed commercial area? Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. Actually, I've already been inside the doomed commercial area. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it. Where exactly is the offsite copy? In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has glowing red eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the offsite copy from the ice bear. But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying... it said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place. She freezes. Wait, a note from who? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? It said the offsite copy had been moved to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone called Sulislav. Zavisa, of course. She relaxes. Our project lead, Sulislav Zavisa. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, she mutters. And the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. She crosses her arms defiantly. And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. She stops. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks. I found the ice cream maker, but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen. This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing, something she holds dear. Why can't you go get the filament yourself? The bookstore lady hates me, says I'm part of the curse, whatever that means. Why does she think you're part of the curse? Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil. Now don't be too harsh. That's only because of their socio-economic situation. Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rem Civic. I'm not making this up. The lieutenant coughs like he's amused. Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets, wards. It looked like some Semenine magic. What's an offside copy and why do you need it? It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory just like the one inside this radio computer. She points to the glowing cube inside the machine. She's making it extra simple for you. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filaments. Hold on. It's called an offsite copy. Why is it still on-site? Good question. Oh god, not this again. She takes a deep breath before letting it all out. It's not on-site, it is in the basement, perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all. Oh, she's had this argument with her boss many times. Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site. And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. Yep, she's had this argument 1,000 times. We clear? She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes. This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times. Alright, I'll go look for the offsite copy. Thanks. She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar. Yes! The better truth stick! And here's my Quilsund melty tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Quilsund. It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Quilsund. The legendary Quilsund melty tool. This is a pry bar version 2 for professionals like you. This glorious multi-tool makes a regular pry bar completely obsolete. Yes! Yes! Where is it? No, where is it? Does that just, like, upgrade my pry bar? No, there it is. Holy shit! That was not what I was expecting it to look like. Oh my god. When I heard bigger pry bar, I was thinking bigger pry bar, not that. Just for walking around, I'm going back to the normal one. Ooh, that's big. Anyway, that is what I wanted to get from her. And that is the thing I saw in the wiki. You want to go through the door, buddy? Okay. So I've got a point. I don't know what to spend it on yet. I could spend it on logic, which would unlock the issue with Titus. I could spend it potentially on physical instrument, which would give me a better chance to unlock the door, well, to break down the door upstairs. There are a couple of options. I could spend it on suggestion to try to get a date with Fisher Lady. Not this way. I'm still really confused about the boardwalk. And I hope I can figure out what is going on before stream ends. Whoops, I'm on the wrong side of this. Oh well. Yeah, I said I was on the wrong side of it, but it worked out just fine. Curious. Actually, I remember looking up here. I don't think there's anything useful to do here. No. There was also talk of a tree near the canal that had a tape hanging from it. Yes. The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seemed like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages. Good, Hawthorne. Pat the tree. Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads RCM Emergencies Desk Number 8102. Underneath the slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy. Yes, I take that as a compliment. 83% chance to disentangle the tape. The multi-tool is truly multi. So wait, that big old multi-tool can help me get the tape out of the tree? Fuck yes. Nice. With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this. The lieutenant looks at the mess in your hands. Only after you've successfully cleaned up the branches does the curiosity get him. What's the tape for? He asks. It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help. How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it? He has to. He's the master of ceremonies after all. I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub. You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time. He looks at his wristwatch a little impatiently. Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape. Kim, I know. I'm sorry, but you have to understand. This is such a bizarre thread that I have to pull on it. This isn't about the music. This is about what the fuck is this game. Also, it's been a while. I'm going back to playing Peg for now.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Oh, I can do electrochemistry. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on? I haven't, Mike. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light while the mind continues to race forward? Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon? It's tough to come by on the street. Pyrrolidon? What is that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Is it just me or is it really warm in here? He tilts his head. I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something. Like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket. Points at his clothes. Say, what's with the triangles on your vest? He hesitates. I was I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. He coughs as if to mark his words. Had to take pyrrolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it? He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. It must have been tough, radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. Hi, Luca. Welcome back. So much disappointment and early deaths, cancer mostly, and we knew all that was coming, even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Yeah, this happens every.
Call me
Shit!
Mr. Pig!
Villainy, thank you so much for the raid. If any mods are still around, can you give a shout out? Otherwise, I will. How are things going? I know you've been less active on Twitch for a variety of reasons, but I'm glad to see you back. Whoops, that probably won't work. I should probably spell correctly. Good lord, my typing is bad these days. There we go. What were you playing? I saw just retro. Luca, it is specifically a Monkey Island theme, which has a lot of pirates in it. I don't know Pharaoh. But anyway, thank you so much for the raid. I love city builders. So I'm entirely on board with that. So much my kind of thing. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's, everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? How did you end up running a pawn shop? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and the assorted junk in it. But yeah, so how were you enjoying Pharaoh? It's not a game that I've ever played, but I've played games like it. So I'm curious how you enjoyed it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Faubourg as I can. Still in the same city, but he shrugs. I mean, you didn't lose 5... Oh, wait, oh, shit, lost nearly 5 hours as in a save screw-up? Because that sucks. I had the same thing happen to me in Spore, because guess what? Spore has 0 autosaves. So the game crashed on me, and I went from Space Age to Tribal. It was terrible. Thank you for telling me. He shrugs. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, man. Do you know how to fix this? Show him the bundle of magnetic tape. He looks at the bronze-colored bundle in your hand. You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but... Great. Could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone. Oh, yeah, okay. That's fine. If you meant to stream for a couple of hours and it ended up streaming for 5, that's a good sign. That means that, that means that the game scratched the itch. He slowly finishes his thought. But I'm not a Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty worthless. Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand. It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene. Huh? He slowly taps his fingers on the counter. What do you mean? You know that old church down by the coast? Yes, what about it? I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn the church into a nightclub and play some weird neo-disco beats there. They call it anodic dance music. I promised to help them with that. Is it any good? The music, I mean? No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it, no bass. It just goes bzoot, bzoot, bzoot. But this tape could make it hardcore. Man, you're really invested in this. He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling light show. Okay, I'll help you out. It's gonna take a moment though, so just sit back and relax. You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with the reel of tape in his hand and coughs. This took more than a few moments. That was at least 15 minutes. Okay, it was also completely untangled tape. I'm gonna let him off the hook. Thanks for the help. Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility, okay? I'm not gonna ask him for his drugs. Dude was literally involved in nuclear cleanup and is taking drugs for radiation poisoning. Like, he's allowed to take those drugs. That's literally what they're for. Anyway, so I did give Scum and Villainy a shout out, but like I also want to actively shout them out. They are really, really great streamers. A lot of fun, worth checking out if you're interested, especially if you like old point-and-click adventure games or sometimes some cursed like early PC point-and-click adventure games. God, the Nancy Drew ones are terrible. Or at least terrible to look at. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. I believe him, Summer. Like, nothing about him says that he's... that says that he's lying about that. It just... I don't know. It just doesn't feel to me like he's lying. And let's multi-tool this bitch up. I'm sorry I said bitch that one time. Physical instrument heroic. Crack open the lid. 72% chance. Better grip with gloves, machine unplugged, and I don't have the -20 of not having the right crowbar. So I think this is a good shot. Nice. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Quelsun multi-tool, until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for sub-zero beauty sleep. A filament memory with the words "Offsite Copy" written on its side. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker. What? No ice cream? A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes, the lieutenant agrees. Someone's stomach grumbles. The room feels very cold. Oh, Kim. Kim, you beautiful man, you. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it. We should take it back to Miss Lucan Kilda as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures. Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs. Ooh, I am tempted. But I'm gonna take it to her. I'm gonna take it to her. I'm gonna be good about this. But dang it, I am curious. Okay. I can put away my flashlight and I can swap back to... Wait a second. Oh my god! I can open anything! Akimbo crowbar. Why does that almost sound like a name? Okay. Let's head back, give her the filament, and I can also, at the same time, give the tape to the kids. 2 birds with 1 stone. And I still have to figure out that very, very confusing issue with why the boardwalk isn't working. Maybe it's the wrong time of day or something weird like that. I haven't seen anything like that yet, but it could happen. It is Shugga. I've never played this before. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's one of my new favorite games, I have to say. Have you played it before?
Yes, what is it?
About the offside copy you asked me to bring? Based on the fact that you said first playthrough, I'm gonna guess you played it more than once. Brought you the filament. Thanks. She takes the filament, inspecting the metallic tape on its side. Looks like it's the one. What's gonna happen now? Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it. She's already inserted the filament into the radio computer's core, ready to close the door. Wait, no, that's dangerous. She shouldn't do it. I don't think it is dangerous. What are you even hoping to find? I have a theory, she says as the filament clicks into place. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch, she says, and presses print on the machine's keyboard. What an intricate display of failure. The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out. This is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that. Something's very wrong with that filament memory. Suna doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something, for her morning star. Eyes scouring the millimeters. That's what she means by a 2-millimeter hole in the world. Here, she suddenly says, rising her ink-stained fingers. I found it. Where? Hold on. She's behind the keyboard now, typing in some numbers that only she understands. The terminal beeps and the light inside starts pulsing like a glowing heart. Can I do anything? Shh, just give me a second, I'm almost... She clocks up her typing speed. The lieutenant leans closer to whisper, I've never witnessed a programmer at work before. Trust me, it's a lot less exciting than this game makes it seem. Done. Suna jumps up from the keyboard like a spring. I've got it, I found the location of the anomaly. There's joy in her voice as she bumps her fists into the air. You found the coordinates? I found the coordinates, she lets out a celebratory laugh. She's beaming, you can feel it in her heart. Great job. So, where is it? Frankly, I'm going to congratulate her. Thank you, she yells back with a grin. Time for a celebratory drink, perhaps. Just a thought. Shut up, electrochemistry. Where is it? Where is your 2-millimeter hole in the world? There. She points at the other end of the church. There's a group of water bowls, where a group of water bowls forms a ritualistic arch. In the swallow. Think you can help me again? She tilts her head, eyes sparkling. Sure. I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double check my calculations. What an interesting proposition. Truly a task for the intellectuals. Solving the puzzle of the water bowls. Right, I'll go figure it out. I'm good at intellectual puzzles. It's not true. I'm bad at them. I mean, Harry is. I'm middling at best. Figure it out? She shakes her head, grinning. No, I don't need you to figure anything out. I've got a computer for that. She pats the mainframe. Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to the left and the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick. What? She only wants you to follow instructions? Nothing intellectually stimulating in this task? A child could do it. Yes, but you like moving things around. Moving things around is calming. Sure, no problem. Thanks, she smiles. This is getting really interesting. The fact that it's like a radio silence zone. Oh, which one counts as the first one? It's awfully silent again, as if someone's turned off the entire world outside these walls. Water inside the bowls stands still. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. Oh boy, this is going to be good. Oh, okay, I don't need to remember anything. Cool. Move the third bowl from the left 2 centimeters away. Moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound. Move the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place after all. Sure, I'll walk back. Come on.
Yes, what is it?
I've moved the bowls. It was mind-numbingly easy. What's next? Great, everything should be aligned now. She stops, biting on her chapped lip. This know-it-all is hesitating. What's wrong? Yeah, she snaps out of the lull. Nothing. Now the only thing left to do is unmute the headphones. If we've got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes. Why did you have your headphones on mute in the first place? Because of the music outside, maybe? Honestly, she's avoiding your gaze. Honestly, I'm a little scared. Oh! Aw, that's very sweet. Isn't it going to be just silence and nothing else? I don't know. She stared at the heart of her computer. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist? She turns to face you, the mainframe throwing shadows on her chin. She's really cool. What if silence is only what surrounds it? The swallow itself is... She grows silent, her face very pale in the cold light of electricity. So this is essentially like a sonic black hole. It's a point where, like it seems, sound just cannot escape beyond a certain point. It's really cool. You're right, we should be cautious. We don't know what we're dealing with here. Maybe, she rubs her face. Maybe I'm just tired. Let's think about this logically. Why would nothing be terrifying if it's, well, nothing? Yeah. Why assume that something that has no presence, existence, or qualities has to be terrifying? Because it reminds us of death, and we humans tend to think that death is pretty scary. Death is scary. You can't just start over again. Or can you? It's scary, but we have to face it. Yeah, she breathes in. You're right, let's do it. She puts on her oversized headphones, ready to press unmute on the keyboard. Nothing can be terrifying. Most of space is nothing, and most of space is terrifying. The lieutenant takes a step back. And then nothing. Nothing happens as soon as Lieutenant Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence. Say nothing. She doesn't talk, her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus, one hand cupping the headphone. Well? Damn it. She lets out a loud sigh before tearing off her headphones. She's still avoiding your gaze. Yes, I did. Yeah, Joyce seems to have some interesting thoughts. Did you hear anything? No, of course not. She says, clearly disappointed. Nothing happened. Let's move on. Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place. What do you mean nothing happened? Did you find the swallow? No. She rests her face on her hands, massaging her forehead. No, my hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it. But this, she raises her head, staring at all the machines that litter the church. Cables coiling up on the floor like pests. This is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones, see if you can hear anything, but don't get your hopes up. Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it than that? This can't be it. You should have a listen. Oof. Let me see if I can put on any clothes that improve my perception. Firstly, does anything here reduce my perception? Yeah, my hat reduces my perception by 1. So before we're worried about improving, let's make sure we're not reducing. Just want to make sure I get my perception as high as possible before I make this very, very difficult roll, which, let's be honest, without some insanely good luck, I'm going to fail. And that's fine. It's a white check, I can come back to it. It's also not apparently related to the murder, so if I don't succeed, ever, it's still not the worst thing ever. But I do want to succeed.
Yes, what is it?
28% chance. That's way better. So, fingers crossed, chat. Not at the moment, Shoggoth, but it's good to know that you have that. Thank you. I'm actually perfectly happy as things stand to just try this as it is. I know there are things I can do to improve it. Although since it's helping Egghead with his jam, maybe I can actually help give Egghead the tape first, and maybe that'll improve it. Let me at least try that. Let me try that, see if that... Because I know there are things you can do to boost these. And if I can even boost it a little bit, it'll make that roll just a little bit easier. There's still, I think, 2 things I have to do involving physical instrument. So I do want to try those out as well. Hopefully before I finish stream. Which I've still got time to do. Nice! What are you having? For dinner? Or is it... I don't know, it's pretty late for you. Hi, Egghead. The large-headed youth has closed his eyes, lost in the music. Sensing you, he opens them.
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump it up!
He's apparently unaware of the time of day. Leftover chicken strips from Pizza Hut with salad in a wrap. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I found this reel of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Ake's jam. Give him the fixed hawthorn tree tape. He's very excited. Egghead only cares about things being hardcore. Yeah, remix time! His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel. Tape goes here into deck B. He clicks a switch, the tape starts spinning. A hand on his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts, "Wow!" His face lights up with delight. Did you get this from Arno himself? A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big. What do you mean? Listen, I'm just gonna show it to you. Ready? Ready. Oh. Okay. This is happening. Woo, hear that? He wipes his brow. The signs match perfectly. Now if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper. Intriguing. The way I see it, Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song, something local. Seems you found an initial part with the main melody. I think it's just happenstance, chaos in action, contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent. He nods to his friend behind the turntables. Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well. Something mysterious is going on here. Maybe Arno van Eyck lives around here and just threw part of his song away because he thought it was shit. But no, Andre's got it. Sounds like a local song remixed. Oh, another thought? I don't have space for all these thoughts. Be how it may, if it fits, it fits. He pumps his fist in the air. Bring up the volume. What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that? Andre looks back at you. Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass. You can't just leave it without a bass track. Honestly, nothing springs to mind right now. But I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the lane. You're the warrior of dance music. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra, but it could be hyper hardcore. Let's see if that has somehow improved my perception of nothing, which is certainly a sentence. Not one I ever expected to say, but, you know, a sentence nonetheless. Okay. So the suggestion is that it was from a local song. Like a folk song. Now, I don't know any of those, but someone in town probably does, and the pawn shop may actually have access to useful tapes. Let's see if that improved my chances any. Yo, Niv, how goes?
Yes, what is it?
Yes, it did. And I can improve it further by waiting until I've got the base by the looks of it. Ooh, Niv, I'm not going to be able to show this on stream, but I am loving what you're doing with your with this new character. I'm just going to check this out quickly. Oh, I really like that. I feel like you're leaning more into that kind of watercolory look, and I think it suits super well. Yeah, that looks nice. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, if I get him his beat, this will improve, and I think it's worth waiting for that. Like, this isn't part of a murder investigation. I don't need to do this now. Shit, you did that in draw pile, Niv? That is thoroughly impressive. Shoggoth, if you're still here, you offered a hint earlier. There is actually something where I could potentially use a hint, although Arno van Eyck. Why did the melody line from a broken and discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man-machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egghead is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise. Egg? Wait, Wait, I've got 2 skill points. I thought I only had 1. But... yeah, I still don't want to use both of my points to get this to solve a problem that barely matters. I do not have a lurk command villainy, but feel free to lurk. Like I said, I don't want to waste 2 points on this when I have 2 points that I can spend potentially on physical instrument and or logic. Oh, you do not... I do not want to miss the church stuff. Oh, that's good to know. Then I'll make sure... You know what? It's a white check. It's a white check. The smart thing to do is attempt it, then improve my perception, then attempt it again. Right? That makes sense, right? Am I going crazy? No, I think that's a smart way to do this. I mean, I can always do it later, but... like, it's interesting, and I'm here... and... This whole concept is fascinating to me.
Yes, what is it?
So let's try this. 42% is not a terrible chance. I've frequently had this work. Yeah, since I'm streaming it, I'm trying not to save scum. I'm trying to accept that sometimes things don't work out. I'm fine with save scumming. If I were playing it personally, I would save scum. But since this is kind of a shared experience, I want to accept that failure is part of what the developers wanted. Or the potential for failure. But still. Let's 3, 2, 1. Fuck. All you hear is your own breathing, heavy and hoarse from all the nights spent drinking. It's the breath of an old man. But there's something else. There has to be. Something big, something unexpected, something new yet to be discovered. Ghosts, speak to me! When was the last time this world had anything new to say? Well, Suna asks as soon as you take off the headphones. Did you hear anything? I'm not sure. There seems to be something there, but I couldn't really make it out. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything there. Her voice is bitter with disappointment. The lieutenant looks down at the floor as if to say you're wasting time here. Of course I am. But, you know, maybe the speed freaks can help you with this. Go talk with Andre? Wait. Go talk with Andre? I didn't bother to speak to him, but that's interesting. Now I'm invested in this. I've got to figure this out. Shago, thank you so much for the follow. You're truly some pig. And yeah, very happy to have you here. Anytime I play a game, I always find it very interesting to have people in chat who know the game better than I do, because their perspective I find is always very interesting. Disco Elysium, at the moment, I'm playing every Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time. I play several other games, but if this is the thing you're most interested in, that's when you'll catch me playing it.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Okay, cool. So, that didn't help.
Huh, I see you're here again, offside man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help?
Well, I've tried, buddy. Fuck you. I don't want to waste all my points on this. Chat. Will you let me save scum once? Will you let me save scum once? I want to find out about this nothing. Noid sounds terrible. He kind of scares me. Stitch votes yes. I already know Shoggoth votes yes. One more yes and I'll do it. Because now I really want to see. The fact that someone who's played it says it's cool. The question, Summer, is it okay for me to save Scum? I'm not going to do it a lot, but I want to do it just once. And Lucas says yes, so I'm going to. Okay. Let's up my perception. Perception is motorics. No. Don't revert. I just want to make sure this doesn't ruin the experience for anybody. 58% chance. That's solid. With save scumming, that'll work. And I didn't even have to save Scum. I'm so happy. I didn't have to save Scum. I was prepared to, but I didn't even have to. Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes. What does it mean? It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere, a weather change hanging in the air. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear? Suna, take off the headphones. What if we just need a better sound system? A better sound system? She repeats. All right, but where would we get one? Suddenly a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're going to work together. This is the best thing ever. They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place, murmurs the lieutenant, inspecting the damage done to the arabesques. No, what they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace. Yes, but they could help with the speakers. You mean the speed freaks? She closes her eyes as more dance music invades the holy silence of the sanctuary. Of course, the speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me? They would if you don't mind them moving in with you. I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, chat, this is so exciting. Brilliant negotiation there, detective. As always. Great, I'll go talk to them then. Sure, let me know how it goes. She lingered for a moment before adding, thanks, officer. Oh, this is so good. The two quests become one. Shoggoth, thank you for encouraging me to do this. Because I might have just left this and not focused on it. But this is definitely, like, it's already so cool. And yes, I recognize that, at least on the surface, this has nothing to do with the man who was killed and then strung up from a tree. And I recognize that Kim is probably not 100% into this. But I'm 100% into it. I'll speak to Andre because he's the leader. But let's be honest. We all know that this is Egghead's thing. Oh? Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Are you not the one to talk to? Is it Egghead?
Good morning! Yeah!
No. Who do I talk to?
Huh? I see you're here again, offside man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help?
What am I doing wrong? How do I get the ravers to move in? Yes? Oh, I just have to follow one of these
So,
options. I'm here to talk about the church again. Okay, no, that's fine. Good news, I managed to convince Suna. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project. The Speed Freak smiles, happier than he's ever been before. We are grateful, Cuckman. You're an augury of a new era of anodic dance music. You're going to have to share space for a couple of weeks until she gets her research finished. That's fine, we can manage, he grins, excited. I'm glad I could help. We appreciate it, he grins. It's gonna take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Andre waves to the other Speed Freaks. Let's get moving. Okay, so we'll only see the conclusion next stream, unfortunately. But this is so good. Either that or it just passed the time for me. I think it was already after 4, so I don't think so. But this is very interesting, and I am genuinely quite excited. This is so cool, these two things coming together, solving two problems by by helping people to work together. Oh.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000?
No, I literally cannot. I don't think 10,000 people would fit in here.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to
Yeah,
do
it doesn't
is
look
the name
like
of
it.
the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
I thought it would genuinely take a couple of hours, but it doesn't seem to have. Name the club. Let's see what Estelle thinks. I like her. She's been treated poorly. How about something simple, like the club? No, that's a terrible name. What does Egghead think? Yeko Kata! The freak with the large head yells from the stage, waving his hand in the air. Yeko Kata, the place to be. I actually kind of like that. Yeko Kata, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else? Okay, but that's what it means. Hardcore! A witless, victorious smile adorns his face. Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Andre looks worried as he comes to this realization. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the sea. What do you propose? The name, he appears to mull it over, one hand idly touching his hair. Everything I managed to come up with just sounds wrong. Andre's overthinking it, says the girl with the microphone. Yes, you should do it, detective. The speed freak with yellow beads around his neck is looking at you. It would be good for the signs. Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do. Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue. The amnesia. I kind of like it. Like I can't remember the name of the club amnesia. Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys. Suna, do you have an opinion on this? I don't. I figured that would be her answer, but I just wanted to give her a chance. Ken, how would you name the club? I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either. An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say. We're not going with anything the Crabman would say. Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Asel. Ideas from another level of consciousness. I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We can call it Disco Elysium. Ooh. You see, No Truce with the Furies is like a great name for a book, but it's a terrible name for a club. Revachol West kind of works, but it just sounds like a place. But Disco Elysium, that's classy. Like that Doloran word for the world, you mean? Elysium. But Disco Elysium, she looks unsure. Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten. The second name was the original name for the game. That's so cool. The past is the future, but the future is dead. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave, like we want to be. And short and memorable. Fucking plus 70 experience? Nice. It's settled then, everyone. Welcome to Disco Elysium. A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue. Andre breaks into a frenzied, dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat. You should go with the flow. Join in with the experience. Start tapping your foot. Fine. It feels good. It feels right. But what's this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs? What are you doing, Andre? I'm dancing! He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame. We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing. Yes, my man! He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club's lights. Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves? Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak. No words, just dance. Not yet. The important thing here is let's speak to Sona.
Yes, what is it?
How's the project going? I see that your neighbors have moved in, but all I hear is anodic dance music. What? She leans closer, eyes knitted together in a puzzled expression. What did you say? You can barely hear her over the thumping bass of anodic dance music. I said, how's the project going? I can't hear you, she shouts, pointing at the enormous speaker that's churning out the sound. The music is too loud. The project, how's it going? Oh, the project! Her face lights up for a second before she gives you an exaggerated head shake. It's not going well. Why? There's that guy, she points at Egghead, who's raving behind his turntable on a brightly lit stage. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers. Why don't you just ask him? He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yeko Kata, a place to be, apparently. I'll speak to him, see what I can do. Thanks, maybe you can get through his magic rhymes. She does jazz hands to mock him. Okay. Egghead, don't be a dick. Part of living together is working together.
Make some noise, my church people!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song. Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind. I've already done this. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it. Egg, can you please route Suna's signal through your speakers? To the Mega! Yeah! He gets serious. I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5? It's 3.5, no doubt about it. It's on the ground. Oh. She uses 3.5. An uncomfortable pause follows. Yeah, the auxiliary line-in is 4.5 millimeters. These two don't mix. Shit. Oh no, the lieutenant closes his eyes. We're going to be in this church forever. Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. He searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking for the jack. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people. With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line in. You hear a satisfying click. Oh, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality. Great, someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please? Egg the music. Everybody, don't panic. I'm going to turn off the Arno for just a sec. The young man shouts as he clicks a switch on the mixer. For a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. He turns to you. Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music. Oh, this is very exciting.
Yes, what is it?
Alright, I talked to Egghead. He plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers. Okay, but she seems hesitant. Her eyes still fixed on Egghead. Think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit, just in case? Maximum! Shouts Egghead, a great smile still adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star. Maximum is the only way! I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time. Maximum is not the only way, okay? Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There is no other way, glue style. Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum. See? She turns to face you, ready to give up. He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. I think what Egghead is trying to say here is that the volume button is stuck on maximum. I'm also very excited for that, Stitch. Of course it is, she shrugs, consigned to her fate. Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound! Never mind then, let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready? She looks around the church. Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop. Born ready, says Andre. Ready, yells Noid. Finally, Estelle turns to face you and the lieutenant. I'm ready if you two are, detectives. Lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. The church seems cold and large somehow. I'm sorry, I cannot read that line without following it. There's tightness in your chest, anxiety. Okay, ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged. She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room. No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards. Creaking. Total continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain. Guys, what's going on? There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboard fills the air, joining the chorus. This fragile world is about to break. It's getting louder, says Noid, his eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins. In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling. Hosiana, mother of Mega, you hear Egghead yell. Then something else, but his voice is growing faint. In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation. He's peaking, the worst high he's ever been at. It was It was in me at first. The beauty and the beat, the future of dance, planetary. No, Egg, it's the window. The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive. In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route. The window is going to come down. No, the roof! She looks up. A screech fills the air. A scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above and around you. Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark. Come down to us! Love! Below it all, the bass grows like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. A great pulse arises in your flesh. That's it, I'm muting it. She reaches for the keyboard. Everybody, don't panic. It's beautiful. Of course, Toucans. Please do. Beautiful core, beautiful line. Shit, it doesn't stop. The woman is furiously pressing down on her keyboard, but the sound doesn't stop. Estelle, have you... Yes, I've turned it off, she yells, holding the contact mic in her hand. Andre, pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down. Fuck! Andre frantically smashes buttons. I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's in the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. Egghead, it's in the desk. And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a tangled cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector. Egg. I pulled the plug, he says calmly. It was getting too hardcore. You did good, Egg. Andre breathes a sigh of relief and inspects the window. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that. No, unfortunately, Stitch, no-name brand is illegal in the stream. 4 years, the woman whispers. 22 people, millions of reals. All that time, this is what we were up against? Just erased it. Her lip trembles. Silislav isn't going to believe this. Yeah, but did you record it, though? It was dope. I think we can use it. Yes, Andre, she composes herself. She wipes the dust off her sweater and rests her hands on the keyboard. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer, she turns to you. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start. Kim, did you hear that? It was very hard not to. I think you're right, he turns to the woman. There is something going on here, and you need to be very careful with it. I promise, officer, we will not play it again. What was that? I've never heard anything like that. It was mathematical information from the anomaly presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, she shakes her head. I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this. Holy shit, what's happening? Remember when this game was about cops investigating a murder? Her voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure. You're going to write Sulislav? Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too, and some of the writers if they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear that it wasn't her fault, or theirs. They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording, although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway. What happens now? Are you going to... Stay here. She cuts you off, her deft fingers already on the keyboard. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics, send letters, maybe meet Sulislav. Also devise further measurements. I want you to know that's totally chill with us. I don't care if she blurts then reconsiders. But thank you anyway. I mean, you're not wrong, Shugga. Thank you for encouraging me to do this. This is... What the fuck? That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth, for her at least. Now, her hands move on the keyboard. I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind. Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. He breathes out, trying to shake off tension, instead of demolishing it with the loud bass noise of unknown origins. Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. Ooh! This would be okay, except for that -10 for pale unknown. What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm curious. But that sounds like a task for next week. Thank you all so much for joining me. This has been a hell of a stream. It started out good and got better. This is honestly an incredible game. And yeah, I don't quite know what to think at the moment. Any suggestions on who to raid? Tria's playing Monster Hunter. Chair's doing a draw pile. You know what? Let's raid Elfans. I don't raid Elfans often enough. And he's a rad dude. Yes, Shugga. As I said, 2:30 Eastern time. I'm very excited to see what comes next, and I really appreciate you, just frankly, I appreciate you being here, but your knowledge of this is also super helpful. And thank you for being here, Summer. Made it so much better. So yeah, we're going to raid Elfans. Our raid message will be time for base. So yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, doing some Monster Hunter Rise. I plan on doing Monster Hunter Mondays most days, well, most weeks. That'll be at 5:30 Eastern. Wednesday, I'm going back to off, which is looking very interesting. Friday, I'm planning on doing a reading stream. And then Saturday, 5:30, Xenoblade. And Sunday, back to this. I hope to see you all around. You are all great. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day going further.